What's up, guys? If you haven't already noticed, we are looking to ramp up our level method testing again. Obviously, due to COVID, we haven't been able to roll it out like we wanted to. So if you haven't seen Coach Justin, who's sitting right there right now, if you haven't seen his video that he posted last week, go ahead, look on the CFG group, go and watch that video, and that'll give you an overview as to how we're going to approach it. We know that we've got a whole bunch of new members who haven't tested, so I'm sure you've come in, you've seen this big old colorful map. It looks super complicated, but it's not all that complicated. I'm here to explain it to you so that when you do come in, you're not having to try and decipher it all. So I've got a list of things that I'm going to discuss with regards to the map. So first and foremost, you won't be able to find this map online. It's here, it's in class, and that's the only real place you're going to be able to see it. There are different versions online, but they've kept it blurred for obvious reasons. They don't want it reproduced anywhere. So if you want to come have a good look at the map, it's over here and we can explain it to you. But hopefully this video will do enough justice so that we won't need to explain too much. Also, if you're not familiar with what level method is, or you don't have access to it, there is a little access code over there, which I'll show you in a second, but again, just speak to us coaches, we'll get you guys sorted out. But we'll talk about that towards the end. So reading the map, as you can see, the colors range from white all the way through to red. It's pretty self-explanatory, it's progressional. It's very akin to martial arts and leveling up in belts. It's pretty much the same. So over here we've got white all the way through to red. And this is obviously your more sort of beginner going through towards your more advanced stages. And within the levels, so you got white, you got yellow, you got orange, blue, purple, brown, all the way through to red. You have levels within levels. Okay, so if you were looking at yellow, you got baseline yellow, you got yellow 1, yellow 2, yellow 3. Okay, so very specific in terms of where you can place yourself on the map. So that's the first thing. Second thing, when you're reading the map, you will actually see that there is bold fonts and sort of lighter fonts. The bold font, that represents what men or the fellas are expected to get, or that'll be your testing parameter, and the ladies section is represented by the lighter fonts. So if we're looking at the lactic tolerance test, all the men's will be shown in the bold font, all the ladies' ones will be shown in the lighter font. So having said that, you will see, if you look towards the left of the map, we have got categories. Okay, so this is a testing category. We've actually got 15. Okay, so we got front squat, upper body pull, lactic tolerance, deadlift, upper body push, so on and so forth. Sounds complicated, but it's not really. What that is just showing is that we're testing through various categories of fitness. So not only are we testing strength, but cardiovascular sections too, gymnastics. So it's pretty extensive. Okay, so there are explanations as to what all of this is. And then within that, you will be expected to do certain movements, which then reverts me to the Level Method website. If you go onto the website, they will have movement videos that illustrate everything you're expected to do. So if you look over there and you think, okay, I'm not too sure what that is, then you can go and look at the videos associated with that. I'll actually leave a link to that too, so that you can have a look, get yourself orientated with what we're looking for. Now, as I mentioned, each level, as you can see, will have orange, for instance, 1, 2, and 3. To be able to progress through to a different level or level up, you have got to pass certain gates. So you have got to demonstrate that you are able to do a specific movement before you can test something else. Okay, so again, if we look at squat endurance, to be able to go from yellow through to orange, the gate is denoted by a double line over here. So you should be able to demonstrate 30 air squats within 1 minute to be able to then test certain other squat elements. So it goes from air squats in 1 minute to Tabata air squats, being able to do 10 for base level orange, all the way through to 14 Tabata air squats if you want to achieve blue. Likewise, that happens all the way through the levels. Now, having said that, if you are new to, or if you've been to the gym and you've done your level method testing, you know where you're kind of at with your air squats. You don't necessarily have to start all the way at the beginning to reach somewhere where you're purple and brown. If you kind of know where you're at, you're very confident with being able to pass a level, then that's kind of where you can start and then progress up from there. However, in order to be able to obtain a level, you will need a coach assessing your movement. We need to make sure that you're reaching depth, you're doing the movement correctly. It's just like an open workout where it's judged. So if you are doing these tests, you need to make sure that we're here to watch. Make sure you're doing it safely and correctly. So again, when you come in and you read this, ask your coaches about movements if you're not sure. Something like the flexibility test. They've actually got quite a lot of movements, especially when you move higher into the levels, that are not difficult to do, but it's kind of hard to read and figure out what they're expecting. So in that particular one, come and find us. We'll be able to help you guys out. Other than that, the map in itself isn't that hard to use. Just get familiar with the categories that we're testing, familiar with the movements that you'll need to do within each category, and then you shouldn't have a problem. But as always, we are here to help. Make sure you're utilizing us. Make sure that if you do not have your levels, that we get to do them. We'll be dedicating Saturdays for the foreseeable future up until about midway February. I'll have to double check that, but Justin's video will explain everything in terms of logistics with that, but this is just to help you get familiar with the map. And then again, to log in, I'll just show you this little section. If you do not have your level method, the URL is 3qfitness.levelmethod.com. The gym code is 3qfitness. Hop on there, we'll approve your account, and then you can start logging in your levels when you test. Again, any questions, guys, give us a shout. We'll be happy to help.